Hello, here's my vlog for October 3rd, 5:12 p.m. on Thursday. Yeah, I already did my video, but and I was talking maybe 10 minutes and then the camera all of a sudden stopped and said it couldn't keep up with the data writing. So even though I bought some cards that were supposed to work with these, like they even said in the requirements, they were supposed to work with these web cameras, or not web cameras, camcorders. I guess the camcorder is like too old or not good enough. I'm using this camcorder. So hopefully the other camcorders won't do it. But then I tried to plug in the same camcorder that I tried to record with and it wouldn't even charge. So maybe it's just a dead camcorder. So hopefully this one will be able to record. I have like 6 of these and I've been trying to find one that can do it. So anyways, so let's see. I hate doing vlogs twice. The second time it's always way more stressful. Yeah, yesterday I got up, went to my mother's house to help her with her garage, and we had like the best day so far. I moved a bunch of stuff around to try to move stuff in and out and around and grab stuff, and yeah, I stayed busy. It was even like exercise. My back hurt. Yeah, and I was there all day, and then I came back, and I think I managed to stretch for like an hour or something. So yeah, an hour of stretching and working at her house all day. I felt like shit though yesterday, like toxic. I was thinking that my problem was toxicity, like just too many impurities in my body. I remembered that I had a fat detector that I bought a couple years ago. Actually, I think I bought it 1 year ago. But I forgot where I put it, and then I looked around and I found it in my bathroom. But so I took it today, and I'm gonna start putting the info on that on my vlogs to record what it is. Yeah, it says I'm 32.4% fat, 25.9 BMI, which makes me corpulent. So I'm BMI 25.7. I'm gonna look at what does the difference between those two numbers. Yeah. So yesterday, before I went to her house, I started with the plants, bringing them in, and then yeah, I went there, came back, and then yeah, stretched, and it was like my day. So today I got up and I finished with the plants. I actually got out of bed at 9. Where's my bread for my sandwich? I got out of bed at 9 and I woke up at like 8. So because I had insomnia until like 2. So I wish I'd have gotten up earlier, but I like to sleep and just lay there for like an hour because it's the only time of day that I get to actually be comfortable, like relaxed. Still, I'm too antsy. Yeah, so I was saying was that I feel really toxic. But then, like, I felt so bad yesterday, like, maybe it's not only toxicity, maybe it's, like, some kind of antsiness, like my muscles, because they haven't had any exercise, I'm still, like, pent up energy, and, yeah, like, energy not going right, and that makes me feel really uncomfortable, kind of like, maybe, like, dehydrated and hungover or something like that, like, toxic, but, anyway, yeah. Came back and stretched, maybe feel a little bit better. But so last night I decided to just go ahead and get leg massager because I saw it online for like $85, and I thought, or 120 or something. Can't remember, but I thought they were like $700 or something. And so I got one of those to help with recovery, you know. And I guess it's supposed to come tomorrow or something, but. And then I got a foot massager last night, and it came here at 8 this morning. I got up to, it was right at my door, so I used that, and oh my god, the Rafa, and that was only like $85 or something, $80. And that thing, man, whoa, that thing is so damn comfortable. That's the kind of thing that could make me super relaxed, maybe even to go to sleep. Like, That thing was awesome. I did it for 15 minutes this morning when I got up, and then I was reading like a manual, and I did it while I was doing that for another 15. Oh no, I did it for 15 and then another 15, so a half hour at once, and then I did it another 15 and 15. So did it for an hour today. Yeah, because after I did the first 15 on the second time, I was like, oh, let me do another one. Yeah, they say no more than a half hour each time, and once a day. ChatGTP says no more than a half hour each time, like how many times a day. So yeah, I'm just going to get into routine of doing it whenever I sit here long enough to do it. It's attached to the wall here, so I can only use it when I'm sitting at the couch. I put a screw on the bottom of it to hold it up to the couch, and then another screw to hang it, and so I just take it off and plug it in. Yeah, and there's a perfect spot to hide it to store it up there on top of my ferret cage in my room. Perfect area dedicated for it. After I brought all these plants in, then I looked at the tutorial for this thing. This is the CrossFit timer for the first time, and figured out how to use all the different modes. It's got a gazillion different modes on it. And so, yeah, I think I almost learned all of it. Learned enough for the first try. But yeah, I can use it for my stretching if I want. And and then I looked at these like punch force pads that I'm going to. There's the edge of one. One of them's charging. That I have attached to that I'm going to use as kicking. I guess they say you're not supposed to kick with it, but I don't think it knows the difference between kicking and punching. Has like a maximum of 600 kg or something, so I think that's strong enough to measure kicks. Yeah, and I like how it works. Like there's two modes. There's one where it just, in one number, it shows you how hard you punch each time. But then there's another mode that has like how hard you punch then, what your hardest punch was, and what your average, and how many. So when I do the routine, I can kick it like a fixed number of times. Like you have to kick it 57 times, in the entirety of the fight. Because I have each routine that I make as is taken directly off of an actual MMA fight, UFC fight. The first one that I'm going to use on that one is going to be Daniel Cormier, John Jones 1. But that was not the greatest fight to use with one of these. You would want to use more of like a kicking, where people are kicking and punching, kind of like Israel Adesanya kickboxer, because John Jones and Daniel Cormier won. They were basically just hugging each other and punching each other in the ribs the whole time, and they had the exact same fighting style, and it was kind of even though they had different bodies. Daniel Cormier was like 5 inches shorter, but he seemed to have as good of range. But yeah, it seems like they have the same fighting style. So I don't know how I'm going to incorporate all that kind of stuff into this. But yeah, so for the kicking, I have two of them. One on the left, one on the right for kicking on the ground. Which is basically, it's a side kick. That's basically like like kicking a wall, because it's filled with sand. And I think I'm going to screw it actually to the floor whenever I get around to it. I already bought all the screws and everything I would need, and like metal to wrap around the bottom, but I won't do it today. Yeah, so one of them is charging. So I did the tutorial on those, looked at that, and I saw one of them like wouldn't charge because they had been decharged for too long. Got them like 2 years ago. Never did anything with them because I never had the time. And I plugged it in, and luckily it started charging eventually, so it wasn't ruined. I ruined my Copenhagen wheel that way. It was $1,500. I got it like in 2016 or something for Kirsten when she visits. We could go biking, and we did a couple bike rides, which were fun, up in the hills and out east. But I forgot to charge it for like a year or something, and long enough, and it died, and now nobody supports it, and nobody fixes it. So it was like $1,500 for like 2 or 3 bike rides. I did a couple of bike rides on it, so it was like maybe half dozen bike rides. I did a few. I did some commuting with it. It was really fun to commute with because you barely pedal and you go really fast. I thought that thing was so cool. So all I had to do is just keep it charged, but I didn't stay on top of it. And I think ChatGTP says maybe if I plug it in long enough, it'll eventually gain life. So I think I'm going to try that. just for fun whenever I get around to it. Go in the basement and grab it and just plug it up and just let it charge for like a week and see if it comes back to life. Because, yeah, if it does, then that means I could make sure that it keeps the charge and maybe the app that they built for it still works. But yeah, I called a bike shop in here. I asked ChatGPT who here would be able to do it. And there's some store on the 63rd and out Arapahoe that works with electric bikes. So I called him and he's like, oh no, we don't do that. So then I called the one in like, oh man, I can't remember, somewhere in California, something beach, California, in LA. And I said, I called the guy and I mentioned Copenhagen Wheel. He just started laughing, like uncontrollably laughing at me. And I'm like, so does that mean you don't work on it? And he's like, yeah, a lot of people consider that a failed product. And there hasn't been any of that, any support for that for years and years. And I was like, okay. So yeah, that's kind of a bummer. I don't want to throw it away, obviously, because it's got all this it's battery stuff in it. But I mean, I don't want to donate it to the battery recycle place, you know. Like I was hoping maybe there would be a way to fix it one of these days. So yeah, I mean, it's not the greatest design in that it's not that sturdy because it's on the wheel where it can't get protected by any of the bumps, but it's the one thing that I saw that you can interchange with a real bicycle, like a normal bike. And to be able to ride the same bike, whether it's electric or non-electric, I thought was a really cool idea. And the bike that I have fits, I have two different stem sizes. And so it fits me. It's big enough for me. It's like an 18-inch bike. But it can also fit a 5'5" girl like Kirsten if you put the other stem on it and then just lower the seat. So, you know, it's like so really versatile for somebody who lives in an apartment where you like to have one thing that you can use for lots of different things. But so I was bummed that that thing like stopped working for me. But yeah, but I guess I learned my lesson. If I ever buy something expensive again, I got to look into it and make sure it's a good product. It was getting a lot of buzz back in the day, all over the place, and I was surprised that it was like suddenly just disappeared off the face of the earth. But anyways, oh yeah, so I'm just doing, and then I was doing like, yeah, just random finding things, organizing things, and fixing things around here, and I haven't even, you know, put away that stuff yet. But yeah, here's the plants. I might as well show the plants and the animals, because yesterday I got more birds. I got two birds, two parakeets. I need to close this. This parakeet I got the other day, I think 2 days ago. I was out working and I saw this was open. I was like, well, I need to clean it. I close it. So I close it, and like a minute later, the thing just crashed into this. But I got two parakeets, and one of them escaped through that little hole right there. Yeah, I didn't know. I did not know they could do it. It was bent a little bit out, so I don't think he could escape now. But I was surprised because I saw this bird flying in circles and banging into the mirror, and I realized it was the new bird. So then I just opened this, and the other bird flew out. And so now the new birds don't even go there anymore. There's 4 birds, and they only hang out there because the 4 birds are like 4 peas in a pod. They all hang out together all the time. So if I were to buy, like, I guess maybe that means I could buy 4 more birds and have the 4 more birds live in that other cage, because that cage is like abandoned. So yeah, maybe I'll learn about flocks. And I got a white-haired, long-haired Syrian hamster the other day, and I think he's up here. He just disappeared, but I heard him rustling around there. So it looks like they blocked their way down to here. Somebody made this like one hamster made this a place where he stores all of his food. I don't know where they put their water, but because he has to come all the way down here to get water. But yeah, I pushed that thing in so that it could dispense water again, and I pushed the other one in that fused so that I could dispense water again. And there I have water there and water out of there, and I have both of those things in the other cage too. So 2 different kinds of water. So here's the plants. Here are my plants. These plants, look at how well these plants do in the sun. Isn't that cool? The ones next to the window always do really well. I hope this one lasts, but these ones always die on the inside. I think they need more light. Yeah, because I took all my plants out this morning, so I still have to clean up after myself. I'll do that right after I have my sandwich, after my video. But yeah, see, these guys do really well because they're in the window. Look at that. That's pretty. That won't be pretty for long, but that, hopefully, anyway. So that, and then that one way down there. Hopefully they'll do well in this the light. But that one there, just have them everywhere. This one, this one, this one, this one, this one. You go out, you have all those plants. Look at that bouquet of flowers up there. That one, isn't that amazing? That one there, up there. Look at that. So yeah, I wonder how long that will last. I mean, it's surrounded by a lot of lights. It's got that light, that light, that light, that light, that light, and then all the lights in the distance. So yeah, hopefully it'll survive. And then I think those are some, don't think, yeah, those are old ones. But like that's new. This thing, these bouquets. Look at her hair. Isn't that cute? Let me clean that. That bouquet. I put, ooh, I gotta avoid all this ferret poop. If you wait a couple days without cleaning ferret poop, it accumulates all over the freaking place. They're poop machines. But anyway, these are like a couple of years old. They only had flowers for like the first 6 months or year or something. But look how shiny it is. It's still really well and really good. And it doesn't even have much dirt in it. So the key is to not have much dirt so you can fill it up with water. And this one is too. And yeah, so look at this though. The whole door is lined with plants. Here, it's my bedroom. Look at that. Isn't that cool? This thing, and then just so we have a full-on like jungle in here. Yeah, savanna monitors, and I saw them earlier today. But yeah, those are the plants, and I got some plastic vines to go here up the side there and there, because I was gonna get vines but I didn't, and then I finally put bird food in there for the very first time in like a couple of years. But I was gonna get vines, real vines, for that in the summer. Maybe I will next summer, but I think they look great with fake vines. I think like look, those are fake plants. I think fake plants do really well with real plants because, you know, you can see a real plant and you're like, oh cool, real plant, and then there's a fake plant next to it and it kind of accentuates it. You don't really know it's not real because you just, the other one you looked at is real. So yeah, and so look, this is how it looks like from this angle. I wanted my mom to come over and check it out before these start to fade. Yeah, and hopefully I can, see, the idea is hopefully I can have some eventually that just last forever like these, you know. And I also got a bunch of the, I'll get fish later. I got a bunch of the air plants for those. And then water plants for the little cylinder ones. I don't have a cylinder visible right now, but yeah, so I was thinking about getting a light there. Like wherever there's darkness, have a light, you know, light there to shine on those lights there, and then that's a big like open area. Maybe get another light in the middle there, or maybe I was gonna get a light there to help with those plants. But I just think it's really cool if I could have a house that has just plants everywhere all the time, like all over the place. Like I haven't counted it, but it's a bunch of plants. Like imagine having like 50 plants and like 20 animals. So yeah, I have 4 parakeets. So let's see how many animals I have. 4 parakeets, 2 ferrets, hamster, savanna monitor. That's 8 smart animals, and then 8 of those little fish. 16, and then 2 more samurai fish. So I have 18 animals. Yeah, and then I have room. I'm like a nut. I set up my place for way more than I could even ever realistically deal with, but those are 4 more. That's for crab, and a lot of people would say that's not enough room for a crab. I don't know. And then that's for like the sand lizard, the sand skink, and then maybe put a snake on that one, and then like something else on that one. another lizard. So I have 4 different tanks there. And then another tank there for frogs. Oh shit. I like, don't even know what I'm pointing at. Another tank there for frogs. And then that tank is for the axolotl. I even have an axolotl cooler there that air purifier is on top of. I got the air purifier because I got a cockatiel, and they say cockatiels shed so much. You want an air purifier, and I had those on all the time. Like, I have 2 because I have one in my room, which is in a really good spot. And so the idea, because I can control them with my cell phone, so the idea is that whenever I'm in the living room, I have the one in the bedroom going. And whenever I'm in the bedroom, I have the one in the living room going. So I never hear them, but there's always one going on. So, but I haven't used them since my ferrets climbed in my cockatiel cage and killed my cockatiel. I got it for like $25 to $30 at the Humane Society. I guess they gave it to him when their old lady owner died, but there were like $400 at the pet store. So I was super fortunate to have a cockatiel. It was my little buddy. He would like gnaw on my hand, and I'd carry him around with me all the time. But just one time, I put him in the room, and I was going to go in there, but I got sidetracked in my sight and all that. And I didn't even know that the ferrets could climb up the cage. I didn't think they were that. See, look, all 4 of them do it together. Huh, look, all 4 of them just hanging out together. I didn't know they were that athletic, and I don't know which ferret did it, but I went in there and the freaking cockatiel was out of the cage dead. And I was like, fuck. But anyway, see, that's why I got more parakeets, because the cockatiel was like cage bound. These parakeets fly, so they never touch the ground. You know, I've only seen them a couple times touch the ground, and if these ferrets are slow, if they were approaching, the bird would fly away, and even if the ferret was running at them, they slip on the wooden floor anyway, so probably the bird would probably get a head start. But I make sure the birds know about the ferrets. I was showing the ferret to the birds yesterday before that one escaped. Yeah. So, what's that sound? Oh, I was like freaked out. I thought maybe it was the cell phone telling me it didn't work. Oh, yeah, my mom goes, "Wow, amazing, beautiful. You really worked on this. Very pretty." Yeah, I sent her all the photos of it. Yeah, man. I think it looks pretty freaking awesome. Like, look at that bouquet of flowers up there at the top. And then I have weed plants growing in there, 2 of them that are doing pretty well, and I think they help. You know, whenever I walk by them in the hallway, I kind of smell weed. They help with the odor of the house. I have 2 ferrets and 2 pot plants contributing to the odor of the place. So, hey, there's the sound of my little hamster. He's up there, I think. I also ordered a hand massager that I got today. I think there was only like $28, and I was playing with that, and that's pretty cool. Not nearly as awesome as the foot massager, but you know, hand massage and foot massage do reflexology. I'm looking forward to the health benefits. I mean, that foot massage, oh my God, does that feel good? It's almost like an addictive drug. Like, I almost want to do it again. And at maximum, I got the Rafa foot massager, and at maximum, one guy who was reviewing it said that there were others that were stronger. You know, and I like stuff that's strong, but this one's strong enough that on my left foot, it has a kneader that goes around like this with 3 tubes or 3 bumps. I saw some guy dissect one. And when it goes up on my foot, it actually is strong enough to you know, those little like nodules in your foot, like the little knots in your foot. If you massage, it goes little pops by. It's like we have these little like pent up energy or something. I don't even know what it is. But yeah, I could feel those popping by the thing. It was like as it was giving the massage. So it was giving a legit massage. Yeah, kneading out those little things. And so I was like, maybe it could be a really big health benefit to get those all the way out. So, yeah, today I my inner leg still hurts. So, I'm still not that fit my ankle too. So anyways, it's like forever. I've been working all day trying to catch up on all my stuff. So I really want to get some stretching in today, maybe weightlifting. I kind of lose motivation as soon as the sun goes down, but I have to make sure to, if that happens, then I have to make sure to just lay in bed and go to sleep so I can get up at 6. I still can't get up at the crack of dawn. I didn't even wake up. I didn't even gain consciousness today. That's what it seems like. Until like 8, because I got to sleep at like 3. And then, of course, I wanted to lay in bed. So I need to train myself to be so relaxed before I go to sleep that when I wake up in the morning, I don't feel like I have to lay in bed an extra hour just to absorb feeling comfortable and relaxed. So I also tried Alpha Stim for the first time. I have all this stuff in my house that I haven't used forever. Like there's a grip strength tester I should start using regularly. This is the best way to organize. Just put stuff all over the wall. So, yeah, I found I didn't even know where it was, but I found, like, my fat detector was in my bathroom. But, so, man, what was I talking about? What device? Oh, man, now I'm getting, like, groggy. So, yeah, so that I use that fat detector, 25%. So, and I'm getting super groggy. It's like the 3rd. Yesterday, I went to pay off one of my credit cards, and the place that installed my car stereo on the 10th of August charged me double. They charged me again on the 20th, and I went to pay. I was like, I owed double, and I was like, oh shit, what? And so the credit card company told me to call them, and they said that they accidentally charged me twice, and we're going to give me a refund in a couple of days, but I checked it today, and it wasn't there. So hopefully it's there tomorrow so I can pay the whole thing off, and then I don't know anything on any credit cards. Yeah. But anyway, I'm still like not out of the woods in terms of stress. I have to do taxes by the 15th, and I think I might have to fix the ones from last year first. So I'm not looking. I'm going to go to my mom's house and talk to her over there so I don't freak out. Because it got rejected 4 times last year, and I just have such bad expectations for that. Everybody's freaked out about AI. Like, I think people should stop freaking about AI until AI gets smart enough to at least do our taxes. Like, come on. We've got to get some benefit from it. Yeah, I was watching some dude talk about Rousseau, Discourse and Equality. I'll read that pretty soon. It's probably on Audible. I'm listening to St. Thomas Aquinas, Summa Theologica right now. Well, this is what I'm talking about. I'm like, I start talking during the middle of the day, and all of a sudden I'm so relaxed and I could literally pass out right now. So it's not like I didn't get enough sleep last night. So, anyways, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, the test. It's the 3rd, and I still haven't taken my biography. I haven't graded my test from the halfway through the month last month, and I haven't taken my test today yet. So I don't know. Maybe I'll take it now, but you don't want to take it when you're groggy. In fact, I did make some coffee, so maybe I'll have a couple of cups of coffee, and right after the coffee, do it. This is how I recommend taking the biweekly history test whenever you do. No rush, because I'll just pump up my own ego and proclaim myself most intelligent person in the world on the grounds that I'm the only intelligent person in the world. Because in the future, we're going to judge people's intelligence based on how well they perform in the biweekly history test. And then we also have lots of physical tests to balance it. But man, I just lost. Damn, dude. Yeah, so my recommendation, if you take the test, do it in the morning, right when you get up, when you have maximum energy, and do it after you have like a couple cups of coffee, because when you have to, or at least if you're not used to doing that, because like the last 2 times I did it, I passed out towards the end. I just straight up started like having trouble keeping my eyes open, like it made me sleepy. And it totally affected my performance. Like if you look at the grades based on the 60 questions I asked, the first one, last 4 I got 0, and then the second one, it was like the same thing. Like I was doing okay, and then the last 5 I just fell off the cliff because I started like passing out. So Kind of similar to why I'm yawning now, because maybe I'm suddenly talking. But yeah, so it's crazy how those birds just follow each other around. Like none of them are alone ever. Like one of them flies here and they all follow. I don't know who the leader is in my birds. It would be one of the older ones, light blue or yellow. I think light blue is the leader, or yeah, because light blue is a little bit skittish, more skittish than the yellow. But this new one, green belly with yellow wings, is like freaking like. I mean, I was impressed he escaped from the cage, and then he was landing in places I hadn't seen those birds land, like on top of that light. And so yeah, I think, and he was kind of off into the side of today, so I think he may be a little bit special. I'm hoping. But yeah, the more birds you have, the more different personalities you get. I'm thinking about getting even more because nobody's occupying. Oh look, they're eating my food. That's nice. Nope, they're all eating at the same spot. Nobody's occupying that one. That one there. And so it's like, well, maybe I should buy more, birds. Because now I know for sure how many birds can withstand a cage. That cage, I think it's 36 gallons. It's a tall, narrow cage. As you can see, it's definitely big enough for 4 parakeets. As long as the parakeets can fly out. Because parakeets don't mind being that close to each other because they're already that close to each other just on their own with the bicycles, Like all 4 of them on one bike wheel or 2 on one bike wheel and 2 on the other. Hanging bikes like that is actually the best way for birds because they love hanging out on the wheel. And they also love hanging out on the vertical spokes like they're twigs or something. And for like a day, an afternoon, I put a tablecloth or a plastic shower curtain over the bikes to protect the bikes from the bird poop. But the birds would refuse to land on it because it was black. They'd only land there. And I felt so bad for the birds, I just took it off. And then the birds landed on there immediately. So yeah, my birds love perching on my bike. So it's worth it to let them do that. And I just make sure to clean my bike before I go over on a ride. I haven't for the last 2 rides. I've had bird shit caked bike, but when I got the birds and the hamster the other day, I had to sign some form. Oh man, and I threw it away. God damn it. I shouldn't have thrown it away. I was going to read it. Oh fuck, maybe I'll just do it with ChatGTP. That's another text. Really pretty, but don't think indoor light needs to be so strong. Are considered to be indoor plants also. Yeah. No dude, the indoor light does have to be strong. That was my mom on another comment. See, look, I think it was the yellow one, the old yellow one that was the first one that time. And that just triggers a chain reaction for all 4 of them to head over. Yeah. Tribal birds, man. Wickety whack. Well, where's the 5th? The 4th. Anyway. Yeah, so that's fun. Because the idea is to create a little private, little paradise in here for myself that I can just hang out forever, like a magical place. I had a theory that if you make the place, yeah, they're there. There else 4 of them. That's what I said before. Remember, 2 on one wheel, 2 on the other, just chilling, or else 3 on one and 2 on the other, or 1 on the other, or else 4 on one. Yeah, man. But I had a theory that if you make the house perfect and amazing and like blow your socks off type of, and you keep it maintained and clean, then it's a place that you can totally like be at peace of mind and just be happy and doing whatever you're doing. So yeah. So now what I'm gonna do is go and make a sandwich. I'll element myself, and then upload this video because I wasn't the other one. Maybe the camera died because it won't even charge. But luckily this one's still recording. And yeah, I'm gonna include in the information my body weight or my one of those metrics, whatever one is better for my however lean I am. When I first bought it, it said corpulent. I was a little bit surprised I was still corpulent because I've been writing and stuff. So whatever. If you're chubby, that kind of helps with your endurance anyway because you have all this fat you can call on. And I'm also like super antsy, so like I do have endurance as long as I can find the time. So I hopefully I'll have time to do some kind of heart pumping exercise today, lifting weights. But if not, as soon as it gets dark, if I'm still stretching, that's fine. I'll probably keep stretching until 9 or something, maybe an hour after dark, and then lay in bed. Last night I had really bad insomnia because I didn't exercise enough, but I put the red lights over me for like an hour and watching like YouTube videos. I think maybe in a couple of movies clips, but today I was doing Thomas Aquinas Summa Theologica, and I think next I'll do Rousseau Discourse on Inequality because I heard that guy talk about it. But I still have like and a credit. Should get one of my books. 12 hours 3 minutes left in Summa Theologica out of 71 hours. So anyway, so that's my vlog for today. Very, very, very slowly, everything coming together, but there's so much for me to do, I still actually have to clean. So yeah, I'm gonna have my sandwich, upload this, clean, stretch, and by golly, it might be dark by then. So that's my vlog. Talk to you tomorrow. Yeah.